The original 1998 Honda CB600F Hornet was a great machine, popular worldwide, mainly thanks to its affordability, practicality, and sheer reliability. 25 years on then, there have been major shifts in the Honda lineup. Introducing the brand new Honda CB750 Hornet, a fast, agile, and fun machine. A brand new steel diamond frame is mated with a brand new power plant, a 755cc parallel twin motor with Honda's Unicam top end and a 270-degree crank. It's a short-stroke engine with 4 valves per cylinder, producing 74.4 Nm of torque and an impressive 90.5 horsepower. The engine is entirely new, although it does borrow its design ethos from the Africa Twin and CRF 450R. The engine sits in an all-new steel diamond frame with shower suspension at each end. At the front, there's a 41mm SFF BP upside-down fork, while the rear uses a monoshock operated by Honda's usual ProLink system. Suspension adjustment is limited, with tweaks limited to the rear preload alone. The brakes are Nissan radial-mounted 4-piston calipers, with 296mm rotors up front and a single piston caliper at the rear on a 240mm disc. The brakes are also supported by a very simplistic dual-channel ABS system, which unfortunately cannot be disengaged. A closer look shows that Honda hasn't skimped where it really matters when it comes down to the new CB750 Hornet, especially aesthetic-wise. The bike is beautiful from every angle, sleek, elegant, yet sharp. As with all Hondas, the attention to detail and build quality is second to none. You can be rest assured that this bike will not fall apart and last for many years. The silky smooth and pinpoint precise 6-speed gearbox is supported by a slipper clutch. However, it does lack the addition of a quick shifter and auto blip as standard. I think Honda have missed a trick here, as this would have finished the bike off perfectly. It is available as an optional extra, however, why not just add it as standard? Overall finish is pretty good, as you would expect with Honda, with LED lights all around, LED headlight, tail light, and indicators. Even the exhaust is finished off nicely for a standard exhaust. It isn't an eyesore as it is on most standard production motorcycles. The Hornet is leaps and bounds ahead of its rivals when it comes down to rider aids and dash functionality. Nothing in its class, especially at this price, gets even close to Honda's clear, crisp, and customizable 5-inch TFT display. With 4 different styles of dashes to choose from, plus 4 different rider modes: Sport, Standard, Rain, and User, with variable traction control, 3 settings as well, engine braking, 3 settings as well, and throttle response, which trims the shape of the power curve rather than making the bike more or less snatchy. Unfortunately, the new Hornet doesn't come standard with heated grips or cruise control. A small little gripe, but I mean, it's not a major thing, especially on a bike that costs as much as the new Hornet does. The Honda traction control has 3 different modes and can also be switched off altogether, which is how I preferred it. If on, when you ride from off the road back onto the road, the power cuts quite a lot. The traction control butts in quite a lot and almost cuts out, leaving you vulnerable to traffic. There are 3 default riding modes: Sport, Standard, or Rain. Each of these modes engage one of 3 different power levels, 3 engine braking settings, and the before mentioned traction control settings. Sport uses maximum level 3 of power, level 1 engine braking, and level 1 Honda traction control. Standard puts power, engine braking, and traction control all into level 2. Rain puts a traction control to level 3, drops the power level to 1, and sets the engine braking in the middle setting. Of course, you can also mix and match these 3 settings for each rider to create your own user setting combination. Handling-wise and out on the road or the track, the new Hornet is predictable. It's confidence-inspiring. It is pinpoint accurate and so light and nimble to flick from left to right. The bike holds a line very, very well, and the power delivery is simply fantastic for a bike of this nature. The riding position is quite comfortable, and the handlebars more narrow than what you would find on its rivals. A comfortable place to be then, whether you're dragging your knee out around a racetrack or whether you're simply cruising on the road from point A to point B. The Honda will get you where you need to go, and with a great and gigantic big smile on your face. The brakes are fade-free and offer great feedback, especially when hammering the Hornet around a racetrack. The ABS also doesn't interfere a lot, which is exactly how I like it, especially considering the fact that you cannot disable it. The foot pegs did scrape from time to time around the racetrack, and when I came into the pits I could see my grip angle in degrees on the dash, which is also quite a nice feature on the little Hornet, as is the gear indicator to make sure that I was in the correct gear at the correct time. Honda engineers have worked wonders on the new little Hornet. They've kept the Hornet's weight down to 190 kilos, fully fueled, giving it the best power to weight ratio in its class. It's also rather small. I mean, you would think it would be a 300cc or a 250cc by its size, and not a 750cc twin. Adding more value to the little Hornet is the smartphone connectivity, as well as the auto-cancelling indicators and ESS emergency stop system. The new Hornet is the cheapest of its closest middleweight naked rivals. It's a mouth-watering prospect, especially when you consider the fact that it's powered by a beautiful parallel twin motor, an all-new motor, and it has a bountiful array of rider aids and standard equipment. An all-around fun and practical machine is the new Hornet, and all of this for less than 180,000 Rand. You truly cannot go wrong with the brand new Honda CB750 Hornet.